Captain Alani Rivers stepped confidently into the bustling airport terminal, her crisp black uniform gleaming under the fluorescent lights, 4 golden stripes on her shoulders announcing her seniority. She carried herself with poise. Her pilot, wings pinned to her chest, and years of experience etched into her stride. But as she approached the crew gate, ready to report for a flight she'd been assigned to captain, her path was abruptly blocked. A ground agent named Mark, in a red airline jacket, gave her a once-over and then frowned. "Ma'am, passengers wait over there," he said, jerking a thumb toward the public lounge. His tone was laced with annoyance, dismissive, condescending, the way someone speaks when they've already decided who you are before you said a word. Alani blinked. "I'm not a passenger," she said coolly. "I'm Captain Rivers. I'm flying Flight 809 to Atlanta." Mark looked her up and down again, smirking. He said with a laugh that was more of a sneer, "The crew entrance is for pilots. You can't be in this area, ma'am." The moment froze, awkward and humiliating. Nearby, a couple of flight attendants who recognized her watched in stunned silence, unsure whether to intervene. A few passengers glanced at the scene, whispering. Alani's heart beat fast, not from fear, but from the deep burn of injustice that she'd felt too many times in her life. It wasn't the first time someone underestimated her because of her skin color, her gender, or both. But this was different. This wasn't a coffee shop. This was her job. And he was denying her the right to do it. She didn't raise her voice. Instead, she pulled out her ID badge and held it up, slowly, calmly. Mark didn't even look at it. "That could be fake," he scoffed. "We get people trying to sneak." Through all the time, at that moment, her co-pilot, a younger white man named Jason, approached the entrance. "Captain Rivers," he called cheerfully. Then he paused, seeing the tension. "Everything okay?" Alani didn't answer. Mark did. "Oh, you're with her?" he asked Jason, incredulous. Jason's expression darkened. "She's your captain." It was the silence after that line that said it all. The slow turning of heads, the awkward shifting of feet, the realization dawning on everyone nearby. This wasn't just a misunderstanding. It was a blatant act of discrimination. And though Alani said nothing else in that moment, she made a decision. Not just about that flight, but about everything. She flew the plane that day, professionally, flawlessly as always. But when the wheels touched down, she began a mission far more powerful than any flight. Chapter 2. The flight plan to Justice Alani had faced obstacles before. As one of the few black women to reach the rank of commercial airline captain, she had weathered years of skepticism, patronization, and institutional racism. But this being dismissed on her own job site in full uniform was the last straw. She knew she couldn't stay quiet. Not this time. Because it wasn't just about her anymore. It was about every young black girl who dreamed of flying, but believed the skies weren't made for them. She contacted the airline's HR department. She filed a formal complaint. She brought forth witnesses, flight attendants, passengers even. Her co-pilot Jason, who was outraged on her behalf. But the company responded with corporate speak and platitudes. "We're looking into the matter. We apologize for any misunderstanding." No acknowledgement, no apology, no accountability. Just another sweep under the rug. Alani knew better than to fight quietly. She reached out to her network friends in aviation, civil rights groups, even journalists. Within days, her story was picked up by a small local paper, then a larger news outlet, and a national morning show. Her face and her words became a symbol of dignity, of courage, of a storm long overdue. Social media erupted. Pilots across the country of every race shared stories of hidden discrimination in the airline industry. Female aviators stood in solidarity. Hashtags like #LetHerFly and #WingsForJustice trended for weeks. Videos of her speaking at rallies went viral. Airlines scrambled to control the damage, releasing rush statements, suspending the gate agent, but it was too little too late. Alani filed a lawsuit. It's not just against the gate agent, but against the airline itself. The suit wasn't just for her treatment that day. It exposed a pattern. Years of suppressed complaints, overlooked promotions, and biased policies. And the world was watching. Months passed. The case went to court. Evidence mounted. Former employees came forward. Sponsors pulled out. Stock prices dipped. Executives resigned. And finally, the company settled. But more importantly, they agreed to reform. Training, oversight, inclusion, accountability, real change. Change she made happen in Alani. She didn't stop there. She launched a nonprofit for minority women in aviation, scholarships, mentorships, internships. She visited schools, spoke to students, shared her story, not as a victim, but as a fighter who took back the skies. Her name became a beacon, not just in aviation, but in every industry where someone had been told, "You don't belong here." And every time someone tried to tell her to wait outside, she smiled, because now she owned the runway.